Okay, game number 1, everybody. We are still in the losers bracket. We still have another best of 3, and we have the Cats now going up against the Raiders. And this is honestly a series that I think a lot of people might remember from qualifier number 1, because it was the winner bracket final. Yeah, again, this is Meta Madness number 8, when qualifier number 2, 8 heroes are pre-banned, and heroes can only be played once within the series. Meta Madness rules to force the teams to think outside the box a little bit. In total, we have $2,000 of prize money on the line. Again, no big sponsor, fully put up by myself this time. And the tournament will last the next couple of weeks, so we're going to have a lot of fun with this. We have big qualifiers with winner plus losers bracket, which is exactly where we are now for these two teams. So whichever team loses is out of this second tournament and has to try again in qualifier number 3. Now, while the teams are going through the bans, we actually picked up on a pretty interesting discussion also on Twitch chat. So we talked a little bit about appliances that are really good to get. And one of the things is that's still really important is, again, an air fryer. I've been talking about this topic actually a while ago, but there was a lively discussion going on Twitch as well. So if you at any point have thought about getting an air fryer and haven't really made the choice yet, I can wholeheartedly recommend it. Air fryers are absolutely amazing. I cannot believe how long I've been thinking about, should I get one? Is it really worth it? Am I going to use that? And now it is probably the most used tool in my kitchen. It's just bananas. It's bonkers. So yeah, if you don't have an air fryer and you thought about it at any point, it makes your life so much easier. I can heavily recommend. Same is also true for a blender. Just a blender to make some smoothies in the summer or the winter is also absolutely stellar. So yeah, there's so much stuff really that makes your life easier, which at first you don't really think you need. And then once you have it, you don't want to pass up on it. I mean, if you have some additional things that you have in your life that you initially thought, do I really need that? Then gut for yourself. By all means, drop them in the comments, because there's some really good stuff. And some things that initially I never really talked about too. So it was kind of funny because a friend of mine, I talked to her, like in Spain it's totally normal that when you make toasted bread, you make it in a pan yourself. And I was just always looking at this and I was like, that is just so wasted. So I actually bought them a toaster. A normal toaster, like, I don't need this is stupid. And now they bought toasters for pretty much the entire family. So yeah, that was one of the things when I really laughed hard. That was very amusing to me, because at least in my family we always had a toaster. But here it was just always done in a pan, which obviously tastes a little bit better and is nice too. But it's just like so much more convenient to just simply drop the bread into the toaster and use it there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like this. Rice cookers are another one if you eat a lot of that. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Anyways, we're getting slightly off topic here. But obviously in our first map, some of the bans that we are regretting is the ban on Shogal. This is something that makes me personally a bit sad, because it means we could have had a Shogal pick. But ever since the Cats picked Shogal in the first qualifier, every single team bans it out against them. So, yeah. Tracer, Malfurion and Chromie. Seems like the Raiders are already getting a bit aggressive here. And I like it. That's also the reason why Tyrael gets banned out. If you go for the holy trinity of Tyrael, Malfurion and Tracer, then you know that Tracer is easily going to rip your new one. So, yeah, gotta be careful with that. But I kind of like it. It's an aggressive first map, and I'm all here for it. Obviously, the situation has changed a bit for certain maps, particularly Battlefield of Eternity, now that we have pre-bans compared to qualifier number 1, where we didn't. So now that Vala can't be played, now that Hanzo can't be played, it pretty much means that you have to rely on other options to go for the Immortal, or you just focus on taking your opponent down in the team fights, which is another one. So in this case, Greymane gets banned out, so that's another good tool if you want to get the Immortal damage in. We have Uther now claimed for support, but they need a little bit more damage than only Sylvanas. Sylvanas is definitely not going to be enough for them here. So what is Dracula going to play? Okay, we get Chen first. Again, I like that. If you don't go for Yrel together with the Nubarak, then Chen is another really good option. So there we are. And on the last double pick for the blue team. Give me that front line. Garrosh is banned. Johanna can still be played. It's another good one for Johan, of course. Muradin is up. So there's a couple of really good choices. Tyrael also banned, so yeah, but still, game number 1. Plenty of heroes to go around. Melganis. Fair enough. Melganis in, and we get Yrel. So that leads us to a full draft for the blue team. And we have one last pick left for Dracula. So, Battlefield of Eternity. What is the weapon of choice? Some additional damage. Fat Illidan can also be a bit annoying. But, yeah, let's go. Let's make it happen. Final pick. And it is... not Blaze. He's banned. Okay, we're in the game, and obviously Blaze was not the hero they wanted to pick. Blaze is permabanned, therefore they went for Reyna. So they tried to get Jimmy into the mix. Blaze also didn't make any sense just looking at their composition. Why would you play Nubarak, Chen, and Blaze? They wanted a range damage dealer, they wanted Jimmy, and they got Jimmy. Some damage against the Immortal with Exterminator, played by Draka himself for the Cats. We got Mopsy on a Nubarak, Onglio on Sylvanas, Captain Rex on Uther, and Herath is playing Chen. Over on the left side, we have the Raiders with Hunter Orc on Malfurion, Sven on Urel, Zero is playing Tracer, Nano on Chromie, and Johan is playing Mal'Ganis. This, by the way, also hopefully answers the question that some people had. What happens if a team picks a hero they're not allowed to play? It's fairly simple. If it happens in the middle or at the beginning of a draft and the draft is redone, and teams have to pick the same heroes that they picked previously up to that point where the mistake was made. And if it happens at the very end of the draft, like it happened here, then they just announce the hero they really wanted and restart the game. That's it. So there's no huge penalties. If a team would try to do that intentionally time and time again, I suppose it would give them eventually a map loss, but obviously that doesn't really happen. So yeah, but that's pretty much what it is. So we get Jimmy. Obviously a fantastic pick if you're just looking at immortal damage. He has some problems with particularly him escaping from fights. Mobility is an issue, but when it comes to just raw immortal damage, he is just going in there and just fires away at that. With that though, we now have the camp taken at the bottom of the map. Chen has already moved together with the Nubarak and I believe Sylvanas towards the top lane, so they're going for Khaldor camp as well. With level 1 talents, we have now the Time Walker's Pursuit right here, and the wall is slowly getting opened up at the bot lane by the blue team. Again, Raiders probably the favorites here. There's also a couple of subs playing it out for the red team. But that brings us also some some known names. I mean, again, some blasts from the past, particularly with Mopsio here on the front line. So him playing for the red team now and subbing in as a tank. So let's see what they are able to pull off with this. Mal'Ganis, by the way, moving towards the top to assist Urel a little bit. And also start to pressure Sylvanas, who's immediately jumping back out of the fight. Oh, but at the bottom of the map, haha, Captain Rex nearly dying. Nicely dodging out on Chromie's damage. That could have gotten spicy. Nano has locked her in first now. This is the little battle that I've been talking about for a while now, with pre-bans in the tournament, and in addition to that, of course, also the rule that a hero can only be played once. You can deny heroes to an opponent that they are known for by picking them for yourself. And this is something that happened to Nano now several times. He, of course, is a pretty deep hero pool too, but there's still a couple of favorites that he would love to play and is extremely impactful with. And this is why we get some of these picks now a lot earlier, because they're trying to make sure that they are able to play them. So he is rocking Chromie in game number 1. We get Tracer together with that played by Zero, and they can now start going for the Immortal here. As we have another little attack against Uther, but he is able to get out. Chen is still at the bottom of the map, dealing with mercenary camps, and yeah, it's time for Immortal number 1. So which team is going to be able to claim this? Already lead, as they're just racing this one out, but it honestly seems like the red team is losing out just slightly, and indeed they do. So a bit behind, not by much, but it matters. Dead even in experience on the other hand. Dead even in XP, and now we can have a look at Jimmy. Jimmy going over onto the Immortal, and again, he does so much damage on his own that he can easily dominate that fight, unless of course Tracer is coming strong and tries to take him out with a nice 1 versus 1 that we have happening there. Johan Talking about fights, he's the one that dies first. First blood in the game. And now that Jimmy is back to business, yeah, it is going to be a lonely race for him. Draka is all alone on the right side of the map as the red team is trying to defend their own. So, at this point, blue team still tapping away, trying from a distance to finish this in their favor, but they can't. So the red team is able to do it. Yeah, Tracer had to try and move towards the left to help the rest of the team with the fight, and therefore Jimmy had free reign and was able to get the Immortal for the red team. Good for them. They turned it around. They initially lost the halftime show. It was a small gap, but again, it was there. And now they have Sylvanas pushing. They have the Immortal up at the top. And with the full 4-man push at the bottom of the map, they can now wreak havoc on 2 lanes. Very annoying for the Raiders, because they got to split their forces onto both lanes in an attempt to try and defend here. We have level 7 with the extra talent in the hands of the Cats. The walls are already gone, and up at the top with Chen attacking and the Immortal chipping in, they didn't only break through the wall, but they're also doing a pretty significant amount of damage against the top side fort. So this one might even get destroyed. The minions are still doing some damage, and as much as Nano's trying to push them back here, this was a lot more than they probably expected to happen. If anything, I'm a bit surprised that Hirath moved out early. I thought he might just try to eliminate the entire thing. Then again, with them being so close and now moving for the top camp, they should be able to take this one out no matter what. Only a single kill so far in the game. That's still quite nice here. So, off we go. We got camps here. We also get the Nature's Cure now. The defense at the top has started to take position. They're trying to prevent the fort from falling so that there's no catapult spawning for the Cats. Also, Chromie can already fire away at structures a little bit here too. So, Chen. This is, by the way, the most boring Chen skin that probably exists in the entire game. There's a couple that I will still let slide, but this one is just like a real snooze fest. I mean, this Chen is just like full Resident Sleeper. So, yeah, no. War Master Chen, black and white tint. That one's cool. And the other one, the bamboo skin, is also kind of nice. I guess all of them have a bamboo staff, but you know what I mean. The one with the weird thingy, with the weird hat. Full Kung Fu Panda style. That one is okay too. This one, nah, not so much. So, this is the budget version. But yeah, either way. We get Fuel the Rush, and Exterminator still has to come in a bit more. Jimmy, of course, excels in the earlier Immortals more so than the... Like, most heroes pick up a bit more speed when it comes to damage output against the Immortal, whereas Jimmy, with access to his level 1 talent right from the get-go, is on the first Immortal probably one of the most powerful heroes that you can have in sheer damage. And when Vala is available, then you can get her in at level 7, and the farther she stacks, the faster she can, of course, take the Immortal down. But Jimmy is still on the same speed right there. Now, Hirath is moving out. At the bottom of the map, it seems like Jimmy is getting attacked now and being pushed back a bit further. Another attack. Immortals are now getting attacked again, and we see a similar picture to what happened at the first one. The halftime show goes to the red team, but there's level 10 for their opponents, and that gives us again the top cake plays for Chen. It's only top shelf that he goes for. We get Hyperion, and the blue team locks in their own heroics as well. Tracer by now with a sticky bomb, and they are trying to win this one quickly. Jimmy, of course, is hoping to get quick access to that and just fire away. Mopsio needs the Divine Shield to survive through this, so he allow the bug to get out, but he still gets caught and is still alive, but not for long. And Uberak gets wrecked, so he's gone. Kill for a kill. Blue team picking up the pace here after losing the first Immortal. Oh, nice. Nature's Cure over here for Sven to keep him alive. That got a bit spicy. With Urel falling, that would have been annoying, but they are still able to play this one out properly. It is close though. I mean, it is fairly close here. We have both of the teams now going for it, and I guess the blue team is eventually still going to win it, but they lost a huge amount of hit points on their own Immortal already, so this is not a big shield that we're talking about. Red team still can turn it around though, if they get a kill in particular. Haven't been able to manage that yet, but look at Hirath here. He's dropping a bit low, but it's Tracer that falls first. Tracer is gone, and who knows, maybe the Cats are showing their claws again and are able to take another Immortal down. Jimmy is already there, going for it again. And with the Cocoon now being used, yep, they might be able to take it. Blue team has other plans, so they're moving down here now in an attempt to make sure that they are not missing out on the second one in a row. And they are getting it. Okay, so they win the Immortal. If they could get a kill, that would be the dream, but instead they're losing Chromie. So they weren't able to take Uther down, for example. Urel is now slowly hopping away here and is trying to make her way out. With success, I should add. But still, that's 3 kills to 1 in favor of the red team. But at least the blue team got the Immortal. At least they got that. So since they have the Immortal at the top lane, they can now start pushing for the wall. I doubt they're getting the fort here. I mean, let's be honest for just a second. The shield is already removed. There's no way that they're going to get past the gate, or at least not far. At the bottom of the map, they are trying to get some damage connected and slowly destroy the fort here. But Chen is already attempting to prevent this from happening, with Mopsio diving in from the side, diving for Hunterhawk. And there's the barrel, another stun, and Malfurion gets just bounced around. He's like, I hate this, leave me alone. But they don't, and they kill him. So Malfurion is dead. I mean, he was already really old, right? Does that even count as a kill, or is that just mercy? I don't know at this point. Have you ever locked him in when you're playing quick match? His hands are all jittery, he has massive arthritis, the man is suffering. So I think Heroes just did him a favor here. Malfurion is gone. And with 4 kills to 1, they are still extending that lead in experience a bit and will now get level 13. Still, nobody has taken out the fort at the top left. Blue team's fort is still there. Nobody has moved there. Even Jimmy just moving in and dropping Hyperion would annihilate that. And he's dropping it down at the bottom of the map as they're trying to use it here. Should take the fort out with a bit of help, but they're also looking for kills, and they are getting them. Malfurion is down, okay, for the 2nd time in a row. I mean, and they get Mal'Ganis too. Damn. The cats, ladies and gentlemen, they are getting a bit catty, don't they? They have to still stop that from happening. It's a little bit too much damage for my liking, particularly when we consider that this fort has still not been destroyed and has been extremely low for a long time now. But yep, they got level 14, 6 kills to 1. And I gotta give them some credit here. They are doing a great job in game number 1. Now, they haven't won this map yet. They're only 1 level ahead. But this objective is gonna determine a lot. It's not quite a do or die moment, but if the blue team now misses out on another Immortal, you can picture how this would, what that would result in. Maybe even a keep lost. Topside fort is easily going to destroy it whenever somebody wants to make a move for it. But now that they have a chance and they see the opponent on the map, they immediately move in. Sylvanas and Jimmy both just fire away as quickly as they can. There's still a camp at the bottom of the map that is now pushing for the fort, so Chen or Sylvanas, somebody has to deal with it, and has to deal with it quickly at that. Because yes, this is dropping hit points. Bleeding hit points quickly here, and they are able to take that out at least a bit. Urel at the top has protected their fort. Bit of a lead for the halftime show on the side of the cats again. And with Jimmy, they have a fantastic tool, of course. If anything, I'm surprised that Jimmy is not getting targeted more. Now, finally, Zero is coming in. Has to also be careful with Tracer, of course. Can't dodge out on these auto attacks. So needs to be very careful with it. Damage output, just to give you guys a bit of an idea, 34,000 for Sylvanas, top damage in the game, and then you have Tracer and Chromie on 32,000, the two of them, whereas Jimmy is still putting up a respectable 25k, of course focusing heavily on the Immortal whenever he has a chance to move into range, but they still maintain that entire level lead. And Draco has to also be a bit cautious because there's always Chromie. Chromie has gone for slowing sands though, so does not have to deal with the temporal loop here. That's definitely good news for Jimmy. He does not have an escape tool that would allow him to get away from that, so that's good. But they try again for the next hit here. Cocoon is already out against the support. They're focusing on Mal'Ganis for a second. Hyperion, yeah, pretty good angle for them too. Move out of the way. Johan in trouble, gets stunned and killed. He's down. Chen is on the run, buying some time. He will fall. But while he dies, the rest of the red team came in from below and was looking to see if they can maybe get hold of someone else. Wasn't the case, but since they're so close to level 16, I think they are totally fine playing this a bit slow, because it means they have an additional talent in a few more seconds time. And there it is. That gives us Paint Them Red and also Epic Enter. Nubura can now finally epically enter the opponent's backline, can go for Malfurion and stun him out even more easily than before. And they got Chen, Fat Illidan with Flying Leap. So get those kicks going. And get that halftime show going. Yeah, nice stun. A little bit more damage done. And that should be... Oh, that's a lot of damage on Jimmy. Yeah, and he had to go for his trade immediately. Even needs the Divine Shield. Yeah, Uther drops the Divine Shield, and then Captain Rex nearly dies, but he somehow gets out of the fight. What? Okay, finally Tracer is able to catch up and take him down. Uther Ghost still lingers around a bit longer for added heals, but they're down to 4 players now. Despite the level 16 talent advantage, it is the Raiders that got the kill. They are fighting back here. They don't want to give up on this game just yet. So the Raiders, they still are here. They still are fighting. They still believe. Hopium dies last. Hope is the last thing to disappear. I mean, just ask the Heroes of the Storm community. Khaldor, is Microsoft gonna save the game? Nope. 3 kills to 7. So Hope dies last for the Raiders too. Let's see if they can turn this one around. They might have a chance here to get an Immortal finally, or get another one. And maybe they can also take a couple of forts down. There's several that have taken severe damage. So they are up for grabs. And yeah, come on, one more hit, boys. One more hit. They just can't get close enough, can they? Chromie just needs one. There it is. All right, finally. Chromie comes in and she says, all right, we are going to get this one, boys. They're not stealing another one away. Not on my watch. So, off we go. Yeah, that means the bottom fort is definitely going to get destroyed. This one, they can also eliminate here pretty quickly. Up at the top, we got Urel. And who knows, she might even be able to destroy this fort. If they walk away with 2 forts destroyed, I mean, even better, right? That would turn the game around quickly. And by the way, this is still annoying me. I mean, how can you not take that fort out? Somebody please move top. Just drop Hyperion or something. Malfurion is dead again. I think he's used to it at this point. But they lose the fort. The fort is gone. The fight, on the other hand, is not lost yet, as it seems. They are trying again. There's the ult on Urel as she's trying to survive. Stun after stun also against Mal'Ganis. Johan is moving away, and while everybody's chasing the heroes, the Immortal is starting to destroy the wall at the keep and will destroy the entire thing. Not the keep itself, but at least the wall, I suppose. So, yeah, last tower is also going to get murdered, and the blue team has already moved back topside so that they can try and destroy the fort here, but they went back immediately. Okay, as is, 8 kills to 3, but I gotta give some credit to the blue team. They're not only beginning to close the experience gap between the two teams, but a bit more importantly, they are taking structures down. In structures, we are more or less even. Fairly even. If they can get the next team to get a few kills here can pull ahead for sure. Top Keg play, they go for the barrel. Ooh, Hunt Dog is in trouble. Malfurion is not having a good day. Malfurion is now dead for the 4th time. At least they got a counter kill this time, so Jimmy is gone. And they are looking for more. If anyone, is probably the blue team that is getting closer to a 2nd kill. They still also have their 2 damage dealers here, and Tracer is just needling away. Tracer is just annoying. She's the Nexus mosquito, always buzzing around. Bzz, 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 and just needling away at your hit point pool until you're finally so weak and annoyed that you're just killing over and somebody else kills you. But okay, we got 9 kills to 4 and 18.5. But they are going to get this fort, aren't they? At least, unless there's another kill happening. Chromie with the timeout. Oh, that arrow. Divine Shield on Sylvanas. The arrow also missing Chromie a little bit. Now, they get the kill, but there's multiple heroes on the red team that are so insanely low that they could fall now. And Uther's the first one to bite the dust. Chen jumps in once again. A few more heals are available there. But yeah, his battle just doesn't end. The battle continues time and time again here. 10 kills to 5 now. Gap in experience still very, very close. Half a level of a lead, I suppose, for the Cats. And yeah, as they are going for the next camp, it seems that the halftime show is gonna be taken by the Raiders. If I'm a Hunter Hawk, I'm really annoyed here. But I mean, what do you expect? He went for the Christmas skin, so they think he's a present. They think he's a Christmas present. They just see him every time. It's like, ooh, a gift. And they just jump in and take him down. I would do the same thing. Get rid of a little bit of that bling bling and you don't become the primary target anymore. That's how easy it is. So Malfurion, he's going to try and survive. Red team is going to try and get level 20. And what is the blue team going to try and do? I mean, supposedly they're going to try and save their topside fort, which should have fallen 10 minutes ago and just didn't. But with level 20 being this close, if you're the blue team, you have only a few options. You can either fully YOLO onto the Immortal now and try and end it before your opponent has level 20. End the Immortal, I mean. Or you are willing to engage against level 20. Or you just say, okay, screw the Immortal, we already got enough damage done. Shield is going to be small. We gotta somehow deal with it. Currently, it seems like they're trying to catch up in experience. I doubt they can. But I mean, who knows? Tracer's now at the bottom is trying to do the same thing. They are going instead for Mercenary Camp and trying to do it this way. And yeah, level 20, Redemption is in. Raiders roll. We get the Keg upgraded into the untapped potential. And I gotta admit, blue team is a lot faster with the level 20 talent than I expected them to. Not bad. Not bad. So, we got them with Seraphim and we got Serenity here. It's party time. Blue team goes for it. Jimmy has moved towards the top to get some damage in by himself, but is now supporting the rest of the team with damage, of course. There's already the Cocoon on Malfurion. Oh, nice moves by Mal'Ganis. Really nice moves. Shutting the opponents down super quickly here. That was important. Using the choke point to his advantage, and that looked great. He saved Malfurion. He would have been the target for sure, and also put the red team on the back foot. So that was well done. And now they should be able to go for the Immortal. They get this one, and this one looks great. This one looks really good, because now they have a 50% shield, a bit more than that even, and it moves through the top lane. So they are coming back. The Raiders, they struggled very heavily in the early game. It was the Cats who made all the big moves, but now, totally different story. All of a sudden, a siege at the bottom of the map, thanks to the camp that they have, and the Immortal moving through the top. Chromie is poking like a champ from the back. Chromie is at 73,000 damage. Top damage in the game, by the way, Tracer with 83,000, and then we have Sylvanas with 79k. So Chromie isn't anywhere close to this, but she is also doing a lot of siege damage. Just coming in with her Dragon's Breath against structures, against the Immortal. Jimmy, this is a really good position for Jimmy. Alone against the Immortal, he can easily take this one out. So the blue team might have underestimated his clear power a bit, because they're not getting anything done at the bottom of the map either. So this is not as much damage as they probably expect that they will be able to do. Top fort, top keep is taking damage. The question just is, can it be destroyed? I don't think so. Jimmy should be able to defend before that's the case. So it seems, actually, it gets it. Damn, close call, but yeah, got it. One keep gone. Okay, that makes it worth it. Because at the bottom of the map, they got it to half HP. If both of them would still be standing, no matter how many hit points, that would have been a problem. But they are now in the lead, so they have taken a significant advantage of this one. Yeah, nicely done. But okay, at the top, finally, thank God. I mean, thank you. It took you 13, 14 minutes too long, but finally they take that fort out. And I guess they're going to get punished for it. Mopsio gets mopsed, so he's dead. Put into a corner. And if they can get a few more... Oh, nice. Put him to sleep, baby. If they can get a few more kills now, they might even be able to go for core. Yeah, Uther trying to sneak away here with Redemption. They're already pinging this out. And with Tracer saying hello, he cannot run away from this. Not happening. Nobody there to help him. So he is going to die eventually. Urel is already jumping in, stuns him out again. Goodbye, Uther. Was nice knowing you. That's the second one destroyed, and now they remember that there's a keep at the bottom of the map that they just might be able to take down now. So there they are. Come in, try and take him on. second keep about to be destroyed, and that puts the Raiders into prime position. So they are in the perfect spot to end the game. Might even try to end it right now. Depends a little bit what happens with Morganis over here, but I don't think he can be killed. If anything, I would be worried about Sylvanas, and yes, she's a bit low. Tracer thought for a moment that she could go in and take him down. But the Immortal is spawning in 10 seconds, so I don't even know if they're going for the core here. I would advise against it. Why risk anything? Just let the lanes push, maybe steal the opponent's camp away, but with the Immortal now being up, all you gotta do is move in and take the Immortal down. And you're gonna be in a fantastic spot to close this one out. Since Uther isn't back yet, the red team doesn't have a healer. So what they are doing... Someone just got stunned, yeah! We caught that. Halftime show victory. Uther is back. Alright, time to ride into battle, my friend. Can they turn it, though? That would be quite the comeback from this position. 2 keeps against 0 keeps. Catapults pushing on the lanes. And the halftime show on the Immortal is already lost. So they need to go for the big boy plays. Somebody has to step it up. Put the backpack on and carry the team to victory. So I hope they didn't skip out on leg training. You need to train those calves now, or you're going to be in trouble. And, well, so is Sylvanas. Sylvanas is in real trouble. Sylvanas is basically dead. She doesn't know it yet. So, yeah, we're from the future. I like that. I like the position on the possession of the catapult. That one was actually cool. So he's like, alright, I'm going to die, but I might at least try and be a little bit useful here. Khaldor gets attacked again. Survives for now. And I guess Anuburak is going to get wrecked. Yep, that Divine Shield only prolonged his life by a bit, but couldn't really save it. They can go to the bottom of the map. They can go for the Immortal. Whatever path they choose, this seems like a victory, a guaranteed victory for the Raiders now. 10 kills to 10. They defend against the camp at the bottom of the map. But, of course, up at the top, I guess they could send Urel back. I guess they do to save the keep here, to just play it super safe. But essentially, this should be in the bag for the blue team. Which wasn't a given here. They were far behind. I mean, this is a real comeback game for them. So now everybody is waiting for the Immortal, but this bad boy is just so tanky. Look at that shield. And we're 26 minutes into the game. 26 minutes. This thing is... I mean, it hits harder than a truck. This thing hits like an airplane. This thing picks up the truck and hits the core with a truck or something, because it's going to chunk it down in absolutely 0 time. They're trying to defend this. This ain't happening. Yeah, that Immortal is just absolutely going to murder that core. Like, once the shield is gone, it's going to chunk it down. And they're obviously just fighting the fight out, but this game is over. The Immortal alone is killing it. That's 11% with every hit. 11% of the core is gone with every single hit that the Immortal dishes out. And that, ladies, is game. A few more kills are coming in, but the lead goes to the Raiders as they take down the Cats in the losers bracket match here on Battlefield of Eternity. GG, well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
To the Spider Queen, game number 2. The Raiders are ahead against the Cats. Now again, obvious rules. The 10 heroes that were played in the previous game cannot be played again. And we also have, in addition to that, a couple of heroes that are completely banned for the tournament. You can find them down here right now. But yeah. It's kind of amusing because on Twitch we just talked again about weather, and currently it's the middle of November, and in Valencia we have temperatures of 23 to 25 degrees Celsius, and that's during the day, and then in the night we have 14 to 12 degrees Celsius. And honestly, when I wake up in the morning and the sun isn't shining, it's a little bit nippy. But then I hear about all of those temperatures over in the northern parts of Europe, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine here. Some, especially the boys from the UK, they were like, wait a second, what? That's like our summer. So yeah, there's a reason why I moved to Spain, and I thoroughly enjoy it here. Yeah, in the morning, as soon as the sun comes out, it is very nice. It's awesome. We had some crazy winds this week, like insane winds, but now the winds are dying down next week, and the weather just looks absolutely amazing. I honestly can't wait, so it's going to be glorious. And I just love Valencia. I can heavily recommend Valencia, by the way, if you ever are looking for a good city to go for a vacation. Valencia has a ton of stuff to offer, and you can also from here with the car travel very easily along the coast a bit if you want to see some additional cities and go down to Alicante, for example. But Valencia itself is very, very underrated as a vacation target. I mean, there's a lot of tourists here, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, oh my god, like this is a secret that nobody ever knew. But most people are going a bit farther south towards Alicante, and Valencia itself, I think, is a little bit underrated. So yeah, very nice. But okay, either way, we now got our bans out of the way, and sadly, Cho'Gall is one of them. We have Junkrat as our first pick for Drake on Tomb of the Spider Queen. You want to get that wave clear going. 100%. Could see Dehaka even. I think Leo is still up. Dehaka could also be up. So there's quite a lot that they can technically still go for here. That would clear waves very quickly. Side laners. Mostly focusing on side laners right now in my thought process. But Rexa at the bot lane. So yep, there we go. We got Mephisto in for some added damage as well. Nano and his mages, I'm telling you. Nano on mages, looking very good here. And, of course, we have now, for the red team, a chance for the double pick. Maybe a front line for them too. What's Mopsy gonna play, for example? And what kind of support are we getting this time? Stukov is still up. We could go for Varian and Stukov combo still. But they go Stitches Leoric. I like it too. Have an Entomb to prevent the hook target from escaping. You can go for a couple of slows, a quick drain. Stitches can go for Gorge. If they want to go for the big heavy hit point pool, we could see Hungry for More. Not happening all that often. Usually it's Patchwork Creation, even on Tomb of the Spider Queen. But at least the other day we saw Hungry for More once. So I'm happy with that as well. What do you ban out here though? Maybe a support even. Maybe get rid of one of the supports that could lock the target down, and indeed they're doing exactly that. They get rid of Stukov. They themselves have the next picks, of course. So they have plenty of opportunity to still pick a support for them. They're not running out of any of those anytime soon. But yeah. Need a bit more burst damage. Junkrat obviously another great hero whenever Stitches gets his Gorge through that can just simply put a trap down. And you can then hammer away at the target. I mean, maybe Jaina, somebody with a bit of burst damage would be really nice for them to just continue this. And talking about support bans, we get Ana removed from the equation as well. So that leaves us... I mean, we're not running out of supports. This is game number 2. Deckard Cain is up. I would love to see Morales at some point. Like, go straight on backdoor. Tyrael and Morales. Not on this map, but could still be played in the qualifier. Maybe we're going to encounter it in qualifier 3 or 4 when we have more bans, more pre-bans. But for now, it is Medivh and we get Deckard Cain. So with Medivh in particular, you can try and save whoever gets hooked and eaten by Stitches. Get that portal going real quickly, get a shield out, and really just try and do your best to ensure that there's nothing really happening. So, yeah. With a bird dab. Oh, we are going full isolation here. Entomb plus gust isolation, Gorge plus gust isolation. Even Medivh might have trouble hitting the target in time to save it. So they are going all out on this. And Tyrande even, damn. Talk about putting all of your eggs in one basket. Tyrande now with a stun follow-up after the hook. So, alright. Zul, then again, for the Raiders. Guys, let's go. Tomb of Spider Queen. Match point for the Raiders. The Cats, they have different plans. Let's see if the Cats can win this one and force game number 3, or if the Raiders are going to continue to the next round of the losers bracket. Game number 2, match point number 1 for the Raiders. Sven on Rexa, Johan on Zul. Ooh, Zul main tank. I didn't even catch that. Nice, me likey. Now with Deckard Cain, played by Hunter Orc and Zero and Medivh, you can go for Zul main tank, roam the lanes and take them all down. So, none on Mephisto. And on the right side of the map, the Cats. With Hirath on Leoric, we get Drakia on Junkrat, Hongleo on Falstad, Captain Rex on Tyrande, and Mopsio. He's actually done it. He went into the Hungry for More on level 1. So this is actually the second time in those qualifiers that we're getting the talent on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I absolutely love it here. I really like it. If you're diligent about getting those globes, then you can walk away with a massive hit point pool. But it's not really the standard talent. Even though this map really lends itself to globe talents in general, normally players still go for the patchwork creation here. And we're already introduced at the beginning to the weakness of Tyrande, and that is her hit point pool and the lack of a good escape tool. Positioning is everything with Tyrande. The Karen of the Storm with her green hair, she finds herself at the front and she gets hammered into the ground immediately. And, well, she's not the only one. Stitches is also dead, so this is not starting off very well for the Cats. They already lose 2 of their heroes instantly. And that's obviously a bit of a setback that they would have loved to avoid. Look how quickly Zul is taking this down, by the way. Zul main tank for Johan, and he just comes in with his scythe and slices through everything. Nicely done. So, good shit. Yeah, let's see what they can do in the long run with him, because obviously when you're going for a Zul main tank, then you are still losing out on... I mean, some sustainability. Obviously, when he doesn't get stunned and he goes for a full sustain build, then he can really survive for a long time during big team fights, but he's still missing some of the more direct stuns that you normally get with the proper tank and some of the hit points that come with them. But at least when we're talking about rotation, when we're talking about lane domination and wave clear, he is absolutely fantastic and a huge asset to have. Teams are all rotating around now, but it seems like the red team should be able to walk away with this one. Or we are going to see Tyrande die again, and I guess that's what's really going to happen. Tyrande gone one more time, and that's kill number 3. At least one counter kill as Rexxar falls, but look how everybody goes for that camp. It is the Cats that get it, though. Yeah, they made a stand here. Zul did not rotate over. He's still between the lanes. And Stitches also gets some additional globes, so he's now sitting at 6 globes and enjoys the added hit points that come with it. Don't forget, that comes also with some extra movement speed that he's getting here. But right now, we have him with 150, 175 hit points already. That adds up very quickly. And it also benefits Devour, as I've been pointing out the last time. So your max hit point pool is obviously synergizing very nicely with some of the other talents that you already have. Fairly even experience from the two teams. Slight advantage on gems for the Raiders, but they still have to turn them in. They will be the first team, on the other hand, to have a chance of getting Web Weavers. And we're keeping our eye also on Medivh, who is now at 16 stacks. Still portaling people around here. And that rotation is pretty much impossible to beat if you are the Cats. They can try and contest it, but the speed of the rotation, thanks to the portals, is just a bit too much for them to handle. So in we go. We already have... Tyrande for a second, being in slight trouble here. Gets away though. Nano with 15 gems. 21 stacks for Medivh now. And they might even get a kill on Leoric. Nah, they're missing out on it, but it was close. Yeah, Tyrande doing her best to just have decent positioning now, stay in the back, not allow anybody to get too close to her. But with Medivh there, there's always the risk that the portal pops up next to you and then you're in trouble. On level 4, we actually get the potion of shielding now for the Arcane. Bottom of the map, they're looking for a hook and they find it. Sven gets hooked and should still get out. Doesn't get out though. Yeah. Hedwig does not connect, so we're not going full Hogwarts on this one. Stitches with a quick devour here, because he finds himself the center of attention, and Mopsa doesn't like that at all. Got body blocked for a second. Could have been the end of him. And unfortunately for Stitches, he doesn't have the hook range increase yet. He has to wait until level 13 for that, or that would have been a connect with Mephisto. 40 gems have been turned in, and the blue team has enough to complete the turn-in. Zul still rotating and applying pressure onto the lanes in the middle and up at the top. But yeah, Johan, he has nearly enough gems to grant them the first Web Weaver wave. Heroes getting out. They are low. These hooks keep coming, but they're a little bit too... They're falling short. Zul is already back up at the top, and as I already mentioned, he has enough gems now for the full turn-in. Yeah, they are at 43 at this point in time. And just generally, I would assume that the blue team is the first team to get the Web Weaver wave. Even though the red team now has enough of them as well. So, yeah, the hook gets dodged. Sven is trying again. Gets a quick smooch of the owl. And yeah, Leo is coming in too. So they are fighting tooth and nail to prevent the turn-in from happening. They want to be the first ones with the web weavers. The cats are just doing what they always do. They're fighting until the end. But now we have Zul turning in at the top and Medivh is there as well. So yes, it is the blue team indeed that gets the first set of web weavers. Misha heroically throwing herself into the path of the hook. Well done. And yeah, I mean, it is a grisly job, so you have to be someone... It is barely bearable, if you're honest about it. It's a very grisly endeavor, and you know Rexa, he feels bad every time that it happens. He can barely stand sending Misha into danger there. It's an unbearable situation for everybody involved, but it's not impossible for Misha to make some real nice moves, and she can always claw her way to victory with another quick stun. And, you know, I mean, bear with me here. If you hook Misha and, you know, she turns around and then gets that stun in, they might be barely able to get a kill too, so there's so much that could happen. But it is that duo of Rexa and Misha that just makes it a bit annoying for Stitches whenever he throws those hooks out, so there it is. And talking about Stitches, he is at 13 stacks now. So still working on that hit point pool. Oh, Junkrat is dead. That's 12 gems down the drain. And it seems like they're looking for more. Heroic abilities on both sides, but that was pretty neat. Gobbles up Misha and still falls. The quest completed for Medivh, and they're stopping at nothing here. Medivh at the shield and gets away. Boy, if he gets stunned before he gets the shield out, then I think he dies there. But it's 5 kills to 1. They weren't able to take a fort down, but they at least were able to, you know, get some damage in, take a couple of these walls down, destroy the gate, destroy some of the towers too. And that's pretty much where it is currently. So, with that point, we have now 5 to 1 at the bottom of the map. Okay. Meantime, 5 kills to 1. Meantime, there's still a chance for another turn-in. They need one more gem, and now they have it. So both teams are working on the next turn-in, but it's still even talents. And of course, particularly for the cats, it would be kind of nice to get a web weaver wave before your opponent gets the second one. So that would be a bit of a disaster. But one way or another, it's going to be a nice battle over the turn-in. Hirath wants to get rid of his gems. He has 25 and is not able to pull it off because of Medivh, but I think eventually they have to give this one up. And yeah, so he gets the turn-in. Khaldor was trying to interrupt it, but a bit too late to the party here, which means that the red team now has a chance to turn the game around. When it comes to stacks and particularly globes, Rexa has also done pretty alright. He's at 13 stacks for Hunter-Gatherer on level 4. Stitches with a 16 is now looking at a decent improvement on his hit point pool, but we're also closing in on the next extra 5% movement speed that he will grab when he hits the 20. Now down to the bottom of the map, obviously, the push is still happening. Both teams are waiting for level 13 talents as well. Yeah, Misha gets shielded, as she should. Bare lives matter. Yes, they do. So Medivh not just holding those shields back for the rest of the team, but including Misha here. Zul gets caught on the other hand. So Zul down at the top. Oh, but down here they get Tyrande. Okay, so Tyrande gone, but this one is gonna hurt them a lot because this is the end of the fort. This is 100% the end of the fort here. So yeah, that's that. One fort gone. Much more successful first turn-in for the cats than what we saw for the raiders. Money pick. Heavy-duty money pick here. Having to carry Stitches around. Yeah, all those hit points, they are not easy to carry around. But the money pick, you know, it's like the perfect mount for every job. Carry Stitches, does his thing, and down to the bottom of the map in the meantime. We currently have 6 kills to 2. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can snowball this a little bit harder, get the second fort. If the red team is able to now snowball this, they might be able to force that third game that they're hoping for here. The idea is, of course, to go the distance on this one. But it seems like the Raiders are particularly in the mid and late game, the one that are just a bit stronger. At least they've proven it in game number 1. Now we have some ults coming out again, but they're not fully committed on this. Particularly with Zul still missing. I mean, he's already going for the camp. Just look at him. Just slicing away over here. Went into Grim's Scythe, then the Harvest Vitality and the Rapid Harvest. So as long as he's not stunned out or interrupted, he's just going full bananas in these fights. And this can actually chunk out a lot of damage too. Currently, he's sitting at 110,000 siege damage. You compare that to anyone else in the game, and he easily beats them. I mean, not even close. Little attempt with portals to possibly... Yeah, I think Tyranda's dead again. Unless she gets hooked out of her... No. Out of her misery. But yeah, that ain't happening. Zul, then again, he's most likely going to get dropped too. I'm waiting for the Entomb. Here it is. Even with a shield. As long as there's no portal to help Johan, he's dying. And he loses 9 gems in the process. So both teams, they have enough to go for a second turn in. Blue team is currently trying to pull that off, and actually they do, aren't they? Stitches! The interrupt does not happen, and instead Stitches is in trouble. But he has tons of hit points still available here, and they just can't kill him. Has, of course, the extended range on the hook now too, which makes him so much more dangerous. Zul back in 10 seconds, and yeah, with both teams still on level 15 and nobody getting closer to 16. At least not close enough for the web weavers to become a problem with it. We could now also see them go for some forts finally. They got to! The Raiders have to! They have to make a couple of plays here. Portal control, of course, quite nice, thanks to Junkrat, as we could see here. Whenever that portal comes out, he needs to be ready to drop some abilities on it. But, yeah, down at the bottom of the map, they go for the birdie. False start, and he gets out. 16 is in. That gives us the feigned death for the worst actor in the universe. Mr. Rexa, the man with the mask. Another hook, another hit. And they're trailing. The Cats are a bit behind on the experience, so that is a talent advantage. It's actually working out extremely well for the Raiders. Talent advantage and attack. Nice ult. And then again, they get the kill on Tyrande, and they kill Stitches. They might go for the triple here. Drag here is... he was so close to getting away. But it's a triple kill. Quest completed for Rexa. 1 fort for sure destroyed at the bottom of the map. And now they're moving in with the rest of the team to dish out damage at the wall down here. They're trying to steal the opponent's mercenary camp away. 1 fort is all they got, but just stealing this camp and then going into the middle and possibly destroying another one is absolutely worth it here. So really good plays now from the Raiders as they are trying to get ahead. The red team is able to turn in their gems, so they denied that a bit. If anything, I'm a bit surprised that they didn't try to get more damage onto that fort as they had the camp moving into range and soaking up the shots. But now they have to defend in a 16 versus 16 talent situation. 30,000 damage for Junkrat, top damage dealer for the Cats. 41,000 for Mephisto. Hasn't died yet either. And we have Pulverize for Stitches. Always a good one. And Empower. So, Pulverize and Empower are in. And they are just waiting. It's a trap. Yeah, that bot lane is going to take a while until it's going to do damage. And here in the middle, they're already defending quite nicely. Obviously, you have to be careful of Mopsio, who's trying to take the walls down so he can hit some better angles with his hooks. This fort is going to fall. You're not going to save that. And given the way they are positioning here, I get the feeling that they're also abandoning the one at the bottom of the map. Okay, portals are coming out, so they're going for it. Particularly Rexa needs to be kept alive because he's at 27 gems now. This is their ticket back, but all the forts are now gone. So the Cats, they might have lost some ground initially, but now they have destroyed every single fort on the blue team side. They themselves are still holding on to 2, but 10 kills to 3 show you how the team fights are going, and it might be another kill against Stitches that cements that position. So yes, he's down, and they get Tyrande. I've been talking about Tyrande so much, and we really had some games where Tyrande players excelled positioning her properly and staying alive. But now it's the 6th death of Tyrande already, and they're just not able to keep their heroes in play. It's 12 kills against 3, and as the death time has increased, the blue team is reigning more supreme over the map with every single minute. So now they go for another turn in, and they get it. Zero needs a little bit of an assist here, but shouldn't really be too dangerous for him. So, yeah, a bit of extra damage against Leoric. Nothing insane. Most importantly, they were able to get the counters. And look at Zul. He is just such a wave clear machine right now. He's just coming in, and everything is gone. Massive chunk of experience, of course, that they got with this too, which means level 20 is super close, and they should be able to get it now too. All of the forts are going to be destroyed. The only question with this is really, can they get a fort? Sorry, keep. Keep would be nice. Falstad is defending down at the bottom of the map, and they are going towards the middle more so than anything else. Zero is already providing some vision, particularly of Stitches, which he has lost sight of. But it is Rexa that gets hooked, and yeah, that portal is of course still available. So Zero knows fully well that even if a hook is connecting and Stitches go for the gorge, as long as he's in a good position, it's gonna be fine. There's level 20 talents that gives us Respect the Elderly. And the Keep in the middle is soon gonna start taking damage. It's a 1.5 level lead, and they are heavily ahead with that level 20 talent. So yeah, Nano gets attacked, but makes his way out. Portals are being set up. Ooh, Rexa! Yeah, he gets gobbled up. And now he is in what we call in professional circles deep shit. Yeah, spoiler alert, he's not gonna survive. So Sven gets owled and is dead. And they couldn't get that keep. Keep is on 50% HP, so the cats, they're still holding on. Yep, can't kill them that easily. 50 seconds for Rexa. Maybe even a play for boss. Are they gonna try? Seems like it. 40 seconds for a 5 versus 4. And the blue team is reporting for duty. They're already coming in. The hook does not connect, and they're just trying to get them away from the boss as quickly as they can to make sure that that bad boy leashes. And it indeed does. But what about the Entomb? He has it, and yeah, doesn't hit it there. As long as the portal cooldown is still available, why would you? But now we have it. A good ley line that might save the day for him, and it does. So Nano is able to get away, but still, this got spicy quickly. This could have been a problem. Imagine a kill there. Now with 20, we get the Celestial Wrath for Tyrande. We have also Bird Alive, and they are trying to get closer to the next turn. And they got 56 gems and need 60 to get the Web Weavers. So they're close, but they're not quite there yet. I mean, it's getting closer and closer here. Stitches hasn't made a move yet. That's clearly going to be hungry with Stitches. He needs to go for that. Tyrande, she had 6 times, 7 times. Stitches are also on 30 stacks any moment, which means 750 extra hit points. So our man is getting a bit tanky here. Not as much as he could be, but they've been playing catch-up for huge parts of the game. So he'll be excused. Oh, 37 gems on Johan alone. You really want to get rid of this. And he can't interrupt. So it seems like the red team might be the one to get the turn in here. They're also afraid of Stitches and his hooks, of course, which is why they're staying a bit apart. Staying a bit farther back here. And there's the turn-in opportunity right now. Medivh can sniff it out all the way he wants. If they don't have anybody to interrupt this, then, yep, there it is. Red Web Weavers coming down now. So with that said and done, it is another set of Web Weavers for the cats that are now traveling cross lanes. And there's the chance for the red team to turn the game around, take a couple of the keeps down. And who knows? Get a few kills, land one of those hooks. It's all about providing vision on Stitches. It's actually pretty annoying when you're a Stitches player and you know that your opponent knows consistently where exactly you are and what kind of angles you could hit with your hook. It's just much more terrifying when these things come out of seemingly nowhere. So quest still getting completed. It's Leo is able to dish that one out. Damage output 50,000 for Junkrat, 55 for Mephisto. Stitches himself with 31k. Not too bad either. Pulverize, of course. Chipping away at those hit point pools too. Zul at the top should have an easy time defending against the Web Weaver. Again, we've seen the wave clear in action a bit earlier. But let's see what he can do here in the middle. Up at the top, though, there's still going to be some damage at least. And now in the middle, they're trying the same thing. These hooks are just not connecting. And it's always Misha at the front, sniffing around Stitches and always ready for another stun. So while Leo is starting to do more damage top... Again, I didn't really like that Zul moved away this quickly. But they had to save the middle of the map too, and I guess they did. But they are taking a fair chunk of damage on all of these keeps. So the one in the middle and the one on the top are both equally low. Nearly destroyed, and even at the bottom of the map the damage continues because they still have a catapult here. Let's not forget, we're 20 minutes into the game. So yeah, one more turn in and your keeps are all gone. So they have to make some plays themselves now. And it's tricky. I mean, the entire map is pushed against you. So if nothing else, the red team has now nearly full vision of this. So it's team fights that they're looking for. And of course it is. Because they've been the entire time the ones that were able to get the kills. 12 kills to 4 proves that pretty easily. But I think this is the turning right now. Right here. First one to turn in. Nano, he needs to deliver. Leo, careful my friend. You're a bit too low to try and interrupt this here. So yes, turn-ins are happening. Siege Giants at the bottom will be destroyed by that. So they shouldn't be an issue, but even in this case, they're still getting Zul into action. And he can slice away at that. He can also easily take the next wave. Make sure that those web weavers have a little bit more here. So yep, easily done. And that should help them to apply more pressure at the bot lane too. Particularly the middle and the top are currently looking good for them. Mid lane Keeper's already taking some damage, but the Raiders need to do work here if they want to have a chance on this one. And the Cats? I love how close these games are. It has been a really pleasant surprise ever since the first qualifier started, how many awesome games that just went back and forth we had. Yeah, I think he still has a portal available. Shield importantly to be out quickly. Oh, he's dead. No! Medivh down! The timing of the kill couldn't have been any better. Perfect timing for that kill, and then Leoric dies. Ah, that's just bad news. Now they have to again worry about their keeps. Now they might lose some once again. And look at Stitches. He's in trouble too. And they get the kill. Stitches is dead, but so no, they save Rexa. Turand, on the other hand, she can't be saved. And that means that we're losing some keeps at least for the Cats. The Cats are losing the top keep. At the bottom of the map, Zul slice and dice and coming in with a scythe and just clearing everything within seconds. I guess the bottom keep is also going to be gone. At least, well, with Leo back, they might be able to save it. But in the middle of the map, they're still poking away at this one. And with some extra damage from Mephisto, this should be it. So yes, Misha comes in and goes for the hero move. 2 of the keeps gone, and they're still missing out on 2 of their heroes. So yeah, that one was huge. Big push, of course. Really big push. Yeah, the Zul main tank strategy is working out quite nicely for the Raiders at this point. Even the keep at the bottom of the map has suffered enormous amount of damage, as you can see. So they look for follow-up kills before the blue team, oh sorry, the red team has everybody back up on the map. And now, of course, Medivh is also back to business. They got 33 gems. Should probably try and turn them in just to be on the safe side. Might be what it decides this game. You never know. Getting a few Siege Giants on the other hand doesn't hurt either. 15 kills to 6. 9 kills ahead now. There's a lot. And it just shows that in team fights, the red team has a problem. Now here's the good news. They don't need to win a big team fight. All they need to do is land a good Stitches hook and then follow up on it. Which is made difficult by Medivh scouting the position out all the time. But still doesn't make it impossible. So, yeah, hook is already coming. They're sniffing around on the boss. Falset is about to turn in. And gets rid of his gems. Did he? No, he didn't. He was at the turn-in, and yeah, he still has 29. He should definitely deliver, and does now. But yeah, for a second I thought, what the hell happened there? So 35 gems turned in by them. It could still be a victory for the Cats. We could still go through a 2-3 mapper. Because again, look at how low these keeps are. All those keeps, super low here. And that's a problem. If you lose a team fight, your opponent can just simply go full YOLO, drop those keeps, and maybe even go for core. So, yeah. Couple of hooks are coming in. Big damage from Tyrande with those owls. Sniffing that out, of course. And here's the next turn-in attempt. Yeah, also getting Dark Druida in. And Zero, of course, still providing vision on Stitches. Which makes it nearly impossible for Mopsio to hit these hooks. Yeah, good damage. Damn, they're really chunking him. He's at 38 stacks. So nearly at 1,000 extra hit points that he holds now. And there's the ley line. Oh, that's trouble. Ley line straight into the ult from Deckard Cain. Stitch is in trouble. Mopsio is dead. Where's the counter kill? They need it and they need it quickly. And instead it is Junkrat that falls and Tyrande a second later. This looks like GG right here. Leo dies. Falstad the only survivor, and now they make their way towards the core. The Raiders, ladies and gentlemen, with another best of 3 victory as they take out their Cats with a 2-0 to move on to the next round of the losers bracket. Nicely done and a well-deserved victory. Big damage in those team fights in particular. 93,000 by Nano, and that is the end of the second map. The Raiders win Tomb of the Spider Queen, and the Cats are kicked out of the tournament.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.